thank you for joining me. My name is Jenna and my channel is Queen of Diamonds. For those of you who are new, hi and welcome. I would love to see you stick around. Please feel free to hang out with me. I would love to have you here and to get to know you better. And for those of you who are returning, welcome back and thanks for continuing to tune in. Tonight I am here recording my weekly WIP and chat, and it's going up a day later than I would have normally put it up. I try to record them Thursday night and put them up on Friday, but lately it's just been crazy and I've been recording it on Friday night and putting it up on Saturday. So hopefully one of these days I'll get back on schedule, but it seems like for now the schedule has been on Saturday instead of Friday. Anyway, if you're wondering what a WIP and chat is, WIP stands for work in progress and chat means we just chat and catch up. I would love to hear from you in the comments, so please let me know how you're doing, what's going on, what's new with you. And I would love to also hear what project you work on while you're listening. You don't have to be working on a diamond painting. You can work on any craft of your choice. You can use this as a podcast and listen to it while you're getting things done around the house or running errands, whatever you'd like. I will be working on a diamond painting tonight for this WIP and chat. The diamond painting I'm working on is from Jaded Gem Shop and it is titled Floresta by the artist Victoria Lil. This diamond painting is so pretty. I gotta find the original artwork. So let me grab my logbook so I can look up the original artwork, because I always like to show you what the original artwork looks like. Once I change your angle and you're looking down at the section that I'll be working on, you won't be able to see the section. So, it's nice to be able to show you what it looks like, or you won't be able to see the diamond painting. Did I say that wrong? Oh my gosh, I can't even keep track of what I'm saying. It's literally just been like that. This is Floresta. She's so pretty. And I started over here, and we are going to be in this area. Let's see. I'm right above the bow. So we're right, hang on, right above the bow, right over here is the area we're in. This is where I started, and I've been working my way down this way. So we're going to be right in there, I think. Let me look, because yeah, we're going to be over here. I can't even tell you. I'm so beyond exhausted. It's not even funny. It's just been a week. It's been a couple of weeks, and we'll talk a little bit more about that when we get into the WIP and chat, because I like to give you an update on what's going on with everyone with work and my family and just life in general. So we'll talk about that in a minute. Let me show you all of the accessories that I'm using for this project. I keep all of my accessories and my extra drills and everything in a Ziploc bag with the title of the diamond painting on the Ziploc bag. When you have 20 some odd WIPs, it's really hard to keep track of all the accessories and everything. So I always label the diamond painting, and then I know what bag goes with what kit. And I usually keep my pen, all my accessories in this bag, and then I just take them out and use them when I use the kit. So this is the bag for Floresta. Very fancy. I love it. Yeah. Anyway, so that's my bag. Okay, let's start with my tray, since I just put my hand on that. This is from the shop formerly known as Yellow Dog Designs. They have closed, but before they closed, this is one of their trays. It's this beautiful green tray, and it's so nice. I love their trays, and we've got the white lines on the inside. Very, very good quality trays. And then my pen is from Captured by Radiance, and it is called Molten Copper. Now, I want to explain something. Everything you're going to see here has a green theme, except for the pen. And the reason that is the green pen that I'm going to be using next week will be my St. Patrick's Day pen, because next week will be right before St. Patrick's Day. And I wanted to use the pen that I have been using with this kit for today, which is the Molten Copper. Now, this diamond painting has a lot of green in it. I always like to coordinate my accessories with my diamond painting. You don't have to do it that way. That's just a me thing. But it's kind of fun in my brain to have everything matching. And so the reason I picked this pen for this kit is this is kind of a forest scene. And even though there's a lot of green, there's browns too. And this is kind of a brown orangish color. Isn't that a pretty pen? So again, this is from Captured by Radiance. And this multi-placer is from Diamond Art Club. I really love their stainless steel multi-placers. Perfect multi-placers. And then the single placer is just a generic single placer. But that's my pen from Captured by Radiance. And my tweezers are from Diamond Art Club also. I'm always using their angled tweezers. I really like their angled tweezers. So those are those two accessories and my tray. My Coverminder that's holding my plastic back from the section that I'm working on is from Galloways Minders on Etsy. I will link every shop that I mention in the description box of the video. This is from Galloways Minders, or Galloways Gallery as I know them. This is really pretty green butterfly because there are butterflies in this diamond painting and it's green. My release paper are from Bee's Crafty Corner, and I unboxed these recently on the channel. This is called Enchanted Forest. Every picture is a different design and they are so pretty. I love these designs. So Enchanted Forest. Now with Bee's Crafty Corner, you can pick what size you want your release paper cut in. I choose 4x4" sections because that's the size section I prefer, but you can choose whatever you'd like with Bee's. Very customizable, I love it. And these are on glossy thick paper. You can also choose your paper type. I just realized I haven't changed my date on my calendar since March 2nd. So just ignore that because we're on it's midnight of the 6th. So we're actually on the 7th. Ask me why I'm filming at midnight. Okay. My wax that I'm using in my single placer is from PaddyWaxx or Distracted by Diamonds. And this is called Mother Nature, which is perfect. It smells so good. I really like to use I like to use wax in my single placer and putty in my multi-placer. That's just the way I prefer to do it. You can do it however you'd like. For those of you who might be new to diamond painting, these are great alternatives for the pink wax that comes in the kit. You can use the pink wax and it's fine, but if you want to try an upgraded wax that's a really good quality, if you try Distracted by Diamonds wax or a lot of these waxes that I show in my WIP and chats, you will not be able to go back to the regular wax. I'll just tell you, it's great. It lasts so long and it's amazing. So this one is Mother Nature from PaddyWaxx. Really like that. The putty I'm using in my multi-placer is from Tiny Diny Creations, and this is called Eraptor Eucalyptus. It smells amazing. I love Tiny Diny Creations. That's the putty I'm using. My washi tape, let's talk about the washi tape for a second because I have a new to me shop to show you. Now I did not unbox this on my channel because I don't have a small shop haul to unbox this with. And I really wanted to use it because I'm working on the parade at work when I can diamond paint at work. And I had some washi tape in this package that I wanted to use for the parade. So I wanted to unbox it in a video, but filming videos right now because of the situation at work has been very difficult and I haven't had a good opportunity to do that. So I opened my washi tape from this shop. They are called, I want to find their little card. I had it. Oh no. Okay, I'll put it in the screen. It's Mermaid Moon Designs. I'll put it in the screen. I'm so sorry. I'm literally all over the place right now. And when you're in airhead all the time, when you're really all over the place, that's saying a lot. I'm literally just so scatterbrained. Let me show you the cute designs I got of washi tape. Now I got 7 different washi tape designs. This one is really pretty, that blue and white. And then I got these flowers. Isn't that pretty? I got these daisies. Fun, right? And these fish. I love that one. And then I got some palm trees. And then I got the Winnie the Pooh that I'm using on the parade, and I'll show you that eventually when I show you that canvas. And then I have been using Simply Gilded on this diamond painting. It's a really pretty green and purple washi. I love Simply Gilded. But because I wanted to try this new to me shop, this new washi tape, I'm switching from the Simply Gilded washi tape to this forest washi tape. Can you see that? Isn't that pretty? You've got to check out this shop. Now, I laid down this washi tape on the parade earlier today, and I'm really impressed with the quality. So I'm not going to be showing you this in today's video. The washi tape you will see today is from Simply Gilded, which is also another great shop. So I'll link them in the description box. But I'm going to also link Moon Mermaid, or Mermaid Moon. I'm really sorry, but I'll put it correctly in the screen and in the description box. Great washi tape. From what I can tell so far, I'm really impressed. So another great washi tape store. And thank you to my friend. You know who you are. I didn't ask you if I could mention you, but you recommended them, and I'm really excited. Let me show you my WIP Caddy from Black Dahlia Diamond Art. This is my personalized WIP Caddy. I love Black Dahlia Diamond Art's WIP Caddy, and these accessories over here also from this storage unit is also from Black Dahlia Diamond Art. Great 3D printed items. I will have Black Dahlia linked also in the description box, but it says my name. You can get it personalized if you want. You don't have to get the fairy. You can get whatever design you'd like there. Very cute. And then let me show you my trinket tray set that I'm using for today's video. So this is the St. Patrick's Day set that I just unboxed recently from Sparkling Nana. This is my beautiful trinket tray. Isn't that gorgeous? And look at the bottom. It's so pretty. But that's my St. Patrick's Day trinket tray. And my trash pot is so cute. What is a trash pot for? So a trinket tray, I'm going to actually change your angle in just a few minutes and show you what my workspace looks like. But a trinket tray is where you can keep your pen and your tweezers so that the pen's not rolling off the table all the time. You can use it however you'd like, but that's what I use my trinket tray for. And then the trash pot is to throw away your trash drills or any other little trash that you come across as you're working. It's a cute little St. Patrick's Day trash pot. Isn't that so cute? I really love, I've grown very attached to trinket trays and trash pots. It's like I have to have them all the time. Now, with this set, I also have a coaster. So a full set from Sparkling Nana is the tray, the trinket tray, the trash pot, and the coaster. You don't have to order a full set with Sparkling Nana. You can customize what you want. So you can choose just the coaster, you can choose just the tray, the trash pot, however you want to do it. But I think it's cute to have the whole set. You certainly don't have to have the whole set though. All right, I think that's everything. Is it? Yes. Oh, let me show you how I'm storing my drills for this diamond painting. This is in this really cute cheetah patterned storage container, storage unit. I call it a storage unit. It's very soft and fuzzy. I love it. And it holds 70 bottles. So it's very nice. I really like this storage method. Okay, I'm going to change your angle and show you how I have my workspace set up. And then I'll change your angle so that you're looking down at the diamond painting, at the section that we're going to be working on. But for now, this is how I have my workspace set up. So I have my section right here. My plastic cover is held back with my Coverminder, and it's folded right here at the washi tape. So I have my washi tape here, and then my release paper are on each section, and I put my release paper down a row at a time, and then I just go section by section through my row. And then once I'm done with that, I'll move my canvas down and put a new row of release paper and washi tape down. I've shown that in some other videos if you're interested in seeing how I do the release paper and the washi tape. And then I have my trinket tray here with my tweezers and my pen, and my trash pot I have that little lid usually sitting off like that. And then I've got my WIP Caddy here and my drills here. That is how I like to work in my workspace. I have a limited amount of space, but this works really well for me. You don't have to have a huge space to use these accessories or set it up however you'd like it. Sometimes I wish I had more space, but you don't have to have a big space. As long as it's comfortable to you and you feel like you can have it organized in a way that makes sense for you, that's all that matters, right? It doesn't really matter if you have every accessory that you need or every accessory you want. It doesn't matter if you have a huge space or a small space. As long as it's comfortable to you, that's all that matters. All right, I'm going to change your angle so that you'll be looking directly down at this section that we're going to be working on, and we'll get started. Like I said, this is the section we're going to be working on. Isn't that cute release paper with that cute little critter right there with the big ears and the fairy wings? And we've got these beautiful flowers. I just love all of these designs. They're so pretty. I don't know if you can see this old tree over here. I guess you can't really see it. It's not in frame, but that's really pretty too. Fun designs with Bee's Crafty Corner. All right, the other thing we're going to talk about, this is a very confetti heavy canvas. So I thought I would just talk about combating confetti a little bit. And we'll go with that before I start giving you the update, I'll just kind of show you what I do with confetti. I don't really have any set methods on how to combat confetti in a time, like how to get through confetti fast. You just have to know that confetti is a little more time consuming than a section that has less confetti. When you're working with a lot of confetti, it is time consuming. There's just no way around that. But there are certain little things you can do that will cut some of the time. Before we peel the release paper back though, I better put my wax and putty in the pen. So this is my putty from Tiny Diny Creations. And I'm just going to open it. I'm going to use my Trinket tray as my flat surface to load this putty. And we will start with that. This is so cute. Tiny Diny Creations is adorable. They put these cute little cutouts of dinosaurs in the center. Isn't that so cute, like a stamp? I love it. It smells so good. This is the first time I'm using this particular scent. Then I'm just going to take my multi-placer and stab it into the putty, kind of like I'm cutting cookies with a cookie cutter. I can already tell that I'm going to need to do this a second time, which is no big deal. But the reason I know I need to do it a second time is I can see that that putty is just going to fill up the well right there. And then I'm going to need another layer of putty to make it really, yeah, I'm pressing it down in there and I can feel that I'm going to need another second go of pressing down the putty because I have filled up that well with the putty, but now I need to have enough putty up at the top that it'll last a while I'm working. So I'm just going to use that little part that I cut off of the sides and I'm just going to wiggle it like a cookie cutter and then we'll have the putty. I'm just going to clean up the sides like that. Put that back on there. I'll use my finger to clean up the sides and make sure that it's nice and even. Okay, and then I'm going to put this back in here and we'll put it away. And now let's get the wax and we're going to put wax in the single placer end. This Mother Nature scent, again, is such a nice smell. I love it. And I'm just going to scrape that and press and scrape and press. Hopefully you can't hear my little portable heater running in the background. I forgot to turn it off. All right, and we've got that done. I'm also going to turn on some music here after we get everything all taken care of. All right, we've got our putty in the multi-placer and our wax in the single placer. I'm just going to clean up that wax a little bit so that I'm not picking up extra drills. I don't really use my single placer a whole lot, but I do like to have wax in there for when I do use it so that I know I have a good quality wax ready to go. And then we are ready to get started. So let me think. I'm going to turn on some music quickly. All right, hopefully that music is not too disruptive, but I'm trying to make it a relaxing, soft music, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, all right, let's get started. So as you can see in this section, there is a lot of confetti. For those of you who might be new, confetti just means that there are a lot of symbols in this section. And as you can see, we're going to be switching out our colors a lot. We are going to be searching for symbols a lot, and I'm going to show you a few things that might help with that as we go. But our first symbol that I'm going to be working with, I just start in the bottom right-hand corner and move my way this way. And as I'm going, I try to hit all of those symbols in this section. One of the things that is really frustrating about heavy confetti areas is that I will always miss symbols, and then I'll have to put that color back in my tray to go and get the ones that I missed. But that's a normal thing. Just expect that that's probably going to happen. I feel like no matter how much I search for symbols, there are always some I miss. So the first symbol we're going to start with is the letter C, which is this color right here. It's DMC number 844, and it's a really pretty kind of chocolate brown. It's a very beautiful color. So we're going to start the hunt for all the C's in this section. One thing, because I get interrupted so much during my diamond painting times, I'll show you one little thing that I have found that that helps cut a lot of time. So I know where the first C is, right? Because it's right there. And then I see another one. So I just generally try to hit all of them that I see right off the bat. But if I get called away and I have to come back to my diamond painting, I won't remember where I'm at. And so let's say that I find another C and then somebody calls my name. And so I was about to put that C down. Well, I will then put my tweezers right there and go and deal with that. And then when I come back, I know right where I left off. And so I'll go, oh yeah, it was right there. And then I don't have to search a second time for that one symbol. Now, a better example of this were if I were up here and I see these two C's, and then I see this one C, but I get called away, put my tweezers right there pointing at it, and I'll run and see what they need, come back, and that's where I was. And so I will pick up right where I left off instead of having to search and see where I was before I left. That's one way that really helps me with high confetti heavy areas, is to put those tweezers down to help myself remember where I was. So that's helpful. And I just hit all of the ones first that I see right off the bat. And then I will go back. Here's a little trash drill because it has a little tab off the side. See if you can see that. I don't know if my camera will focus, but there's a little tab right off to the side that makes it not want to lay evenly with other drills. So I'm just going to toss that into my trash pot, and we'll go with the next one, which I see right here. Generally, the first few symbols of an area are the easiest to find, but then the more drills and the more colors you lay down, the harder it gets to find those symbols, in my opinion. But everybody's brain works differently, right? It's so interesting because where it might be hard for me to see symbols after I've laid down a lot of color, it might be easier for somebody else to find those symbols after they have laid down a lot of colors. So everybody's different. You can't hear one way and say, no, that's wrong, because everybody handles things differently and everybody's brains function differently. So we all have to remember that everybody has their own way of seeing things and remembering things or learning things. Everybody's different. And that's okay, because if we were all the same, that would be so boring. It's good to have everybody be different. And you can learn from everybody's different methods, right? That's the great thing. So I'm just going to keep searching for the C's. And then the next symbol I come to, I will go to the next symbol in my little area over here. And I'll show you that when we get there. But for now, we're just going to look for C's still. While I'm looking for all of the C's, I wanted to give you an update on what's going on with everybody because I have some things to share with you. Some good things, some not so good things, and some just normal kind of topics of conversation or little updates. First, what I'll share with you is just some highlights of the week. We'll start with that. Everybody's doing pretty good. We've had a couple of little health things come up with my aunt, and I'll get into that a little more in a few minutes. The reason it was such a stressful week, and I'm really happy to be at the weekend and kind of relaxing. So as I mentioned last week in my WIP and chat, Kennedy has started a job. For those of you who are watching for the first time, Kennedy is my oldest. I have 3 daughters, and Kennedy is my oldest. She's expecting her first baby, so my first grandbaby, on June 21st. That's her due date, and I couldn't be more excited. We are having a little boy, so I'm going to have a grandson, and oh my gosh, it's just been so exciting. I can't even tell you how thrilled I am. So we're anticipating that, but Kennedy is also engaged to the baby's father. His name is Joel, and they've been dating over a year now, and Joel is fantastic. I couldn't be happier for these two. I really couldn't. We don't have a date yet for the wedding, but they are talking about it and probably going to do that after the baby's here. And that's what they're thinking anyway for right now. So that's the situation with that, but they are officially engaged and they are moving in together March 17th. So here in less than 2 weeks, they will be getting moved in, and they're going to be moving into my apartment complex, and they're going to live in the building right next to mine, which is great because I will be able to help them whenever they need some help. And it's just going to be a really good, I'm hoping, it's going to be a really good thing for me to be able to be involved with all of that. Okay, before I continue with my updates, so our next symbol is going to be D. So I'm going to basically be doing the same thing. I'm putting D in my tray. This is another beautiful brown color. This is 3371. It is gorgeous. Like I said, there's some really pretty depth to this diamond painting because of all the detail, and the browns are just exquisite in this kit. The browns are her hair and some of the trees, but her hair is amazing. I love all the detail I'm seeing in her hair. So I'm just going through now and hitting the D's. Now we have a lot of D's in this section, so I'm going to be on D for a while. But I'm just going to kind of move this way as I'm looking for the D's in the first few rows of this section, and then I'll start working my way up. You'll see what I mean as I go. So I'm just going to first hit all of these at the bottom, and then start working my way up. So anyway, Kennedy started a new job last week, and she is in a 2-week training, and I'm noticing some drills I need to rearrange over here. So she's needed some help with her dog, and so that has made my days a little bit busier, a lot busier. So my work days have been a little crazy, and I've just been pretty tired when I get off work, and so it's really been kind of leaving me flustered and all over the place. And so I haven't had a ton of time to diamond paint. I've been able to squeeze in a little bit here and there. I try to, when I sit down to work on a diamond painting, I try to really utilize my time as efficiently as I can. So I was going to be working on Snowy Owl this month, but Snowy Owl is another one that has a lot of confetti. And I just knew I was going to get really frustrated working on a confetti heavy project in the midst of a lot of chaos. And so what I decided is to pull out the parade. I really need to get that one done anyway, because that one I'm doing for my grandson. And I want to start getting it done because I'm not that far into it and the baby will be here in June. So I thought if I could work on it a lot in March and get a really big, gain a lot of headway with it, then in April, I can probably wrap it up. So that's my thought process anyway. I would really like to get that one completed sooner rather than later. So it will, however, impede with how many finishes I have for March, because if a lot of time is focused on a really big diamond painting, then obviously I'm putting time into that, which takes away time from my other kits. And so since the parade is so big, it will stop me from having a lot of completed diamond paintings in March, which I'm okay with, because look, here's the way I look at finishes. I don't feel like diamond painting is about being in a race. I don't feel like it's about how many finishes you have at the end of the month or the end of the year. Your enjoyment is what matters, not how many canvases you have. Those who finish a lot of canvases, that's great. Hats off to you. I think that's fabulous. But for those of us who don't have as many finishes, it's okay. Because what really matters is that you're enjoying the hobby and that you're able to get what you want done. I have a lot of really big canvases because I enjoy bigger canvases. I feel like the payoff is so great with a bigger canvas. There are some incredible smaller canvases. I'm not saying there aren't. In fact, in March, I've seen some creators, I've been watching some of their month in reviews for February, and there are some beautiful smaller kits that I'm seeing completed. So I am not dogging smaller kits at all. Not at all. I think smaller kits are fabulous. It's just a personal decision. Sometimes a lot of people will do a combination of bigger ones and smaller ones, and that's great. That's what I've done in the past. In 2025, I wanted to focus a lot of my energy on bigger canvases. I did still do some smaller ones and some medium-sized kits, but I wanted to, just for my own self, stay clear of any of the really small ones or the minis or anything like that. And it's not because I don't enjoy them. I do. I love the mini dazzles from Diamond Art Club, and I really enjoy paint gems. I just really love, honestly, I really thoroughly enjoy the bigger canvases. I feel like at the end, the bigger canvases are just gorgeous, and they're usually the ones that I would like to hang in my house. Now, I have finished some amazing smaller ones that I want to hang in my house too. It's nothing like that. It's just that I'm speaking personally just for preference. Everybody has their own preference, right? And there's a lot of people that don't want to do bigger canvases because for whatever reason, they can be overwhelming. They can be a lot. I totally understand that. I think the first big canvas I got, I was like, whoa, this is really very big. And it was Sneaky Cat, which is big. And I remember thinking, I don't want to do that because it'll make it so that I don't get any other ones done. And that will drive me crazy. So it took me a long time to work my way up to working on a big canvas like Sneaky Cat, but I found it worth it once the canvas was done. And since that time, I've just found about myself that at the end of the year, when I look back at what canvases I finish, I just felt a lot of pride in my bigger ones. But that's just me. Like I said, it's all a personal preference. Some people feel more pride about the smaller ones, and that is totally fine. There's nothing wrong with the smaller ones. But anyway, my point is, if you watch some creators, or if you talk to your friends or whatever, and you're feeling like you're not getting as many completed as they are, it's okay. Don't let yourself get beat up about that. Don't feel bad about it. We all go at our own pace. We all have a lot of life going on around us all the time. And somebody may be able to diamond paint a lot more because they may not have kids at home, or they may have something that causes them to have more time. For example, they don't have a spouse. Like me, I'm single. So I don't have a spouse saying, hey, I want you to come watch a movie with me, or I want to go to dinner, or whatever. You know, depending on your situation, you might have more available time to diamond paint. And so remember, everybody's situation is different, and it doesn't say anything about you as a diamond painter. If you have only had one finish in the month of, say, February, and you didn't have any in January, or if you've only had one so far and it's March, or you haven't had any and it's March, whatever the case may be, it's really okay. It's all about enjoyment. So I just wanted to say that. I had a friend of mine recently mention to me that she feels like, she's only done a few canvases, and she feels like she's so slow, and she sees other creators and they've had like 4 or 5 finishes in a month. And she said, what am I doing wrong? You're not doing anything wrong. Nothing wrong at all. Everybody diamond paints at their own pace. And just because somebody has a lot of finishes at the end of the month doesn't make them a better diamond painter than you. Like I said, circumstances are different for all of us. It just means they had more time and maybe more ability. Maybe their canvases were smaller. Remember that too. You got to take that into consideration. So just don't let it bother you. That's my main point. I happen to have a job where I can diamond paint, so that gives me most of the time. The last 2 weeks I haven't been able to diamond paint, but for the most part, it gives me some time to get some diamond painting done that I normally wouldn't get done. And, not everybody has that ability. So everybody's different. Everybody's situation's unique. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I don't mean to beat a dead horse about that. Sorry, I went on and on about that. But anyway, I guess it's just been on my mind because of my girlfriend who said that and feels like she's less than. You're not. I mean, I may only have one completed kit in March, but this Floresta has taken me a good long time. So I may not have any, because if I'm working on Floresta and the parade all the month of March, I may not get Floresta done and I may not get the parade done. But guess what? That's okay, because there is always April. And at the end of the year, you'll probably have it'll all even out anyway. That's how I look at it. So just don't sweat it. Enjoy it. That's what this hobby is about. It's not about being better than anybody else or being faster than anybody else. It's just about enjoyment. Okay. So yeah, I've been busy with helping Kennedy with the dog and work. This week was fun because we had a big day on Wednesday, but first let me tell you about Tuesday. So Tuesday, my mom had a doctor's appointment for Sid at Sid's kidney doctor. And this is the not so good news. My aunt, who I am a caregiver for, I work 40 hours a week over at my mom's house taking care of my aunt. And it is a wonderful job. I'm so blessed to have that job. Plus, I get to be at my parents' house where I can help them as well when they need assistance. And it's just been a really good situation. My dad is wheelchair bound due to an amputation that he had about 10 years ago. Yeah, I think it's been almost exactly 10 years. And so he's in a wheelchair. My aunt's in a wheelchair. So my mom has a lot of work cut out for her in her day-to-day life. And I'm happy that I'm able to be over there to help her somewhat and provide some support to my mom, and also to be there to care for my aunt. I mean, I love my aunt so much, and she's been amazing. I have been her caregiver for probably, I want to say, 12 years. And it used to be that my aunt would come to my house and I would care for her there. Like, it was so awesome because as a single mom, you can ask for a better job, right? You're home. You're able to get things done around your house. She used to come to my house at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I would take her home at 9:30 and get her ready for bed. And it was awesome. But my aunt had a heart attack, and since that time, she has been mostly wheelchair bound. She can walk, but she has a high probability of falling because she can't walk well. And so she is in a wheelchair. I am a caregiver for her because she had a brain injury when she was 17. She was in a car accident, and that is what left her in the situation that she's in. She has a lot of mental challenges and physical challenges. So it's been very lovely that I've been able to be there for her. She has lived with my family since I was 10 or 11. But even before that, my aunt was a big part of our life. I knew her very well from the time that I was little. She's always been like a sister to me more than an aunt. And so taking care of her has been a blessing. I just adore her. She has the best laugh of anybody that I know, and her smile could light up a room. It's just amazing, and I love her so much. Being her caregiver doesn't come without its challenges, though. I will say it is challenging, and it's challenging working in my mom's house. I'm not going to lie. I've talked about that briefly before in other WIP and chats. It's hard. It's my mom's house and she wants things done a certain way, and I'm an adult. So it makes it hard because we have to find a balance of what works for each of us and how we can work together. And it's a challenge, but we do our best. But yeah, my house is not wheelchair accessible. So now that my aunt is wheelchair bound, I go to my mom and dad's house to take care of my aunt. And I work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. I get there in the morning, shower her, feed her breakfast, and then I'm there throughout the day to do activities with her and just in general hang out with her, make sure she's doing okay, make sure her needs are met. I take her to the bathroom, activities of daily living. And so then I leave at 5 and she's in the care of my mom for the rest of the evening. So that's how we kind of work it out. But anyway, so my aunt she's in stage 4 kidney failure. She has been in stage 4 kidney failure for quite a while. And her kidney specialist took some blood last week, and we got the results in on Tuesday. And we got some bad news. So my aunt's kidney function was at 20% for the past 6 years. It is now down to 18%. If it gets to 15, she would need to start dialysis. And the doctor is thinking that it's going to be down to 15 possibly soon. There is a chance that she could stable out at 18 and stay at 18% kidney function for quite a while. So he asked my aunt how she'd feel about being on dialysis, and she said she didn't want to do it. But my mom is thinking about getting her to reconsider that option. There's a lot of details there that I don't really want to go into for the WIP and chat. Ultimately, my mom is really, she's upset by this news and the thought of, losing her sister that she has taken care of for all these years. And, it's hard for my mom. And I get that. My mom's trying to keep in mind what is best for my aunt, but it's hard. because we want her around as long as possible. We also want her to be comfortable. And so my mom is just saying, you know, let's just talk about dialysis. Let's just see what that could mean, because my aunt already spends a lot of time sitting, and the doctor said that it would be a lot of sitting and a lot of resting, but she's already doing that. So anyway, it's just something that we're debating. You know, it's something to take seriously and give some thought. It doesn't hurt to think about it. So I think my mom is just, you know, wanting to make sure that my aunt fully understands what it would look like, and, you know, what it'll look like if she doesn't do it, because we don't know for sure that my aunt does fully understand it. I think she does, to a degree. I can't say that I think she understands it fully, but she does understand it to a degree. It's a pretty big decision to leave up to her with her state of mind the way it is. So I think my mom just wants to make sure she understands before she really makes that decision. Now, again, it's not something we're deciding tomorrow. This is if she gets down to 15% kidney function, then we would need to consider what comes next. And we'll see. It's something to really take seriously and give some thought to. But it's a sad thought for our family to be without my aunt, because she has been such a big part of our family. And she's like, you know, my mom has her spouse, but Sid is like a second spouse to my mom, because she's been around and my mom has cared for her since she was 17 when that accident happened. So anyway, that's where we're at with that. So that was kind of devastating news on Tuesday. But also, you know, let's just pray that she stays at 18% kidney function for a while. As long as she's not suffering, which she's not, it just makes her more tired. And now my mom kind of understands why she's been so tired all the time. She has been very tired the past few months, and we weren't sure what was causing her fatigue, but now we know. So, you know, once you know, it helps you understand what's going on. So that's all of our D's, I think. Of course, I'll probably find more after I put them away. I just found a C. So I'm probably just going to, there's another C. I'm probably just going to leave the ones I miss until the end. And there's another C. Yeah, that's what happens. You start seeing them pop up all over the place. The next symbol we're going to be on is the heart, which is 310, right? Let's see. Let me find the heart. Yes, it is 310. That's our next color. So anyway, that was Tuesday. Kennedy also had a doctor's appointment on Tuesday. She had her glucose tested and everything went well with that. So she's all good to go. That is the appointment where you have to drink that drink that is so lovely. And they took 7 vials of blood. I don't remember them taking that much, but I'm sure they did. I just, you know, it's been 17 years since I had Sydney. So Sydney is my youngest. I have Kennedy as my oldest. She's 20. Allie is my middle child. And then Sydney is my baby, and she's 17. Wednesday, so Kennedy had her glucose tested on Tuesday. Everything was good. They called her back on Wednesday with the results and said, you're A-okay. And then Wednesday was Allison's birthday. She turned 20. That is Allie, my middle child. She turned 20, and it was also my parents' 60th wedding anniversary. And Allie was born on my parents' anniversary, which is a really special thing. So Allie brought my mom flowers and my dad chocolates to tell them thank you for sharing your anniversary with me. I thought that was really cute. So that was a fun day. We, after work, Kennedy and I came here with Joel, Allie, and Sydney, and we made individual pizzas from scratch. Well, the dough wasn't from scratch. We actually bought pre-made pizza dough, and we cooked the pizzas here and just had a really fun evening spending time together. I baked a cake that turned into a disaster, but that's okay. It's all about making the memories. I am not a baker, so it is what it is, but we had fun, and we had Winnie here, and Fallon and Winnie were just kind of staying out of each other's way for the most part. Yeah, we had a good time. We had a really fun night. Allie's boyfriend wasn't able to make it to the party, but they went out to eat to a really nice restaurant the next night for her. Let's see, Wednesday was, yeah. Tuesday night was the pizza party. I'm sorry, you guys, I got all screwed up. So Tuesday was the day that Kennedy had her glucose tested, and her, and my mom took Sid to the kidney doctor. Tuesday night is when we did the pizzas. Wednesday was Allie's birthday and my mom and dad's anniversary. So we did pizzas the night before. Allie and her boyfriend went out to dinner on her actual birthday, and they went to a really beautiful Italian place in Salt Lake. I can't even remember the name of it, but they really had a good time there. So she had a really good week, and then her dad took her out on Monday night, and then on Thursday night they went out with their dad for another birthday dinner. And then Allie is having her big 20th birthday party with all of her friends tomorrow night. So it's really been like a birthday week for her. Who doesn't love that, right? And then let's see. Wednesday and then Thursday, we didn't do anything on Thursday. Thursday was just a really busy day, and I came home exhausted. I was going to film my WIP and chat, but I just couldn't even pick up my pen to diamond paint Thursday night. Friday was much better. Or I mean, much worse. Sorry, not better. Friday night was, Friday at work was horrible. Just a really busy, crazy day. And I just, it's just busy. Anyway, so Friday was a mess, but I'm glad it's the weekend, like I said, and now I can decompress and relax. But it was a busy week. It was a fun week, though. We had a lot of fun stuff going on. Before I forget to mention this, I started a podcast that is now on Netflix. Is this a new thing? I think it's fairly new because I didn't know they had podcasts on Netflix. The one I'm watching, for all of you who are my true crime junkie friends, there is a true crime documentary called Killing with My Husband. Or Murder with My Husband. Murder with My Husband, not killing, sorry. Murder with My Husband. I think they're on YouTube also. I haven't watched them on YouTube. I've only watched them on Netflix. It's this couple, and every episode is a new case of true crime. And it's really fun because the husband doesn't like true crime, but the wife does. She loves it. And so they research these cases. Well, the wife does. And then they bring them to the podcast, but the husband hasn't heard it yet. So live in the podcast, he's hearing the story for the first time. And the wife has done all this research, and she's really into it, you know. And he's just like, this is crazy. This is the craziest story, you know. And then it's really cute because at the end, they always say, she says, I love it. And he says, I hate it. See you next time. It's cute. And they're a cute couple. So I've enjoyed that. There are some crazy cases that they've talked about so far. So again, it is called Murder with My Husband on Netflix. And I think they just started it in 2026. But the YouTube channel has been going for a while, I do believe. I think the YouTube channel has been going for quite some time. And Netflix just picked them up recently and started doing their podcasts. They're still on YouTube as well. In fact, I think they have more content that is only available on YouTube. And then Netflix is different content. I'm not sure. But it's the same type of thing. True crime documentary or true crime podcasts. on Netflix and YouTube. It's really intriguing. I'm going to have to check their YouTube channel out because I would really love to listen to more of their cases. I haven't finished all of the episodes yet. I don't even know how many there are for sure. But yeah, so I'm enjoying that. If you like true crime, check out that on Netflix. Murder with My Husband. Very interesting. And then let's see. I have barely had any time to really think this past week. And I feel like I'm so far removed from everything. I feel very isolated. It's been really hard on my mental health. So I'm going to try over this weekend to get a grasp on my life and on myself and try to pick back up where I left off and, you know, bring myself out of this isolation that I feel like I'm in. And it's not anyone's fault that I'm in this. It's just a circumstance. I'm just trying to find a new balance with all the craziness. It's hard. So anyway, yeah. Sunday is daylight savings. I talked about this last week in my WIP and chat. But yeah, I always get thrown off by the daylight savings. It affects me big time in the spring, like hugely affects me. I have a really hard time adjusting to losing that hour, but I love the payoff that we get longer daylight. I love that. And it means that summer is on its way. So that's good. I know not every state has daylight savings. We are one of the few states still that do it. So if you're in a state that does it, I'd love to know how it affects you, if it affects you at all. The fall daylight savings doesn't affect me too much, but this one really makes it hard. But then it's so great once I'm used to it. I just love it. We also have spring coming. How has the weather been where you're at? Because the weather here has been crazy. The change from winter to spring has always been a little bit crazy here in Utah. It's basically you wake up in the morning and dress for every season. And as the day goes by, you're stripping off some of your sweaters, some of your long sleeve shirts because it's getting warmer outside. But in the mornings, it's freezing cold. And then by evening, it's freezing cold again. For example, the perfect example was just this week. So it snowed a couple of days this week. One of the days was like a blizzard. And then today, for example, I woke up this morning and there was snow on the ground. It wasn't much, but it was snow. I had to scrape snow off of the car when I got in it this morning to drive to work. It was Kennedy's car I was using, and I had to scrape snow off of it. Well, by 1 o'clock, the sun's out. I was out walking the dogs without a coat. It was like I drove to a different state. Utah's funny that way. Let me know if you're in a state that is like that also. And for those of you who are outside of the states, I'd love to hear what your weather is like. Spring is interesting. I love spring, but the spring season itself, weather-wise, is just really odd here because it can be so different. And we can have snow here until April sometimes. I've seen it snow on the 4th of July here in Utah. It didn't stay, but we had snow on the 4th of July. I remember walking to the parade and it was snowing. It was crazy. In fact, I think they ended up canceling the parade due to the snow, if I remember right. But I do remember walking to the parade with snow. It was crazy. But I, for one, love the heat. I love the sunshine. Oh, I love the sunshine. I have to be careful in the sunshine because I get skin cancer. So I have to really cover myself with sunblock or cover myself with clothing so as to not burn, or a hat or whatever. But I love being out in the sun. Love it. It's good for my soul. That's just how I am. It's just how I'm built. I was born in Florida, and I always say I was a Florida baby and I should have probably remained in Florida because that's where the sunny weather is for the most part. But yeah, Utah is definitely not the same as Florida, so where I was born. But I've lived in Utah pretty much my whole life, and I've gotten used to the weather. It's just the season changing can be a little bit challenging to get used to. My kids just turned either the heater or the AC on, probably the AC. So now it's going to be loud. I was hoping they'd wait till I was done recording, but they're apparently getting too hot. So they'll only take that for so long, and then they get to the point where they're done. Let's see. What else has been going on? I finished watching Ozark. I can't remember if I mentioned in last week's Whip and Chat that I had started that series again. Sometimes I just like to put movies on that I've already seen before so that I don't really have to pay a lot of attention to what's going on, because I'm more of a listener as I'm diamond painting. I don't like to look at the TV and try to figure things out because I'm so focused on my diamond paintings. So sometimes I just like to listen to things, and that's why podcasts and audiobooks are great. But I also really like some of the shows I've seen before. I'll just watch them again. So Ozark I've seen before, and I wanted to watch it again anyway. So that's what I watched recently. And then I just barely started Murder with My... Oh, sorry, big yawn. Murder with My Husband. I just started Tuesday or Wednesday. I can't remember. And like I said, I haven't finished all the episodes yet, but I'm about 3 in right now. It's good. I like it. But I love listening to audiobooks. Audiobooks are probably my passion. I have not been listening to anything good on Audible recently, simply because of, again, work. And when it's so crazy, I can't really get into a good book because it's just, I can't focus. I can't concentrate, and I don't retain the information when I can't concentrate. So for me, it's just better to listen to short things like hour-long podcasts or movies that I've seen before. So I am kind of drawn to that type of thing, but I do love Audible. I've got a couple of books in my library on Audible that I plan to start as soon as I can get some kind of routine down at work now, but that's been challenging. So anyway, what have I been working on? I've been basically just working on the parade at work and Floresta here. So I'll try to get as much of Floresta done this weekend as I can. I usually make a lot of progress on the weekends, usually fingers crossed. So I'm very curious to see how far I can get on this canvas over the weekend. I do have other things I need to work on, like cleaning my house, doing some laundry, things like that. So I do have some other obligations this week that I need to get done as a mom and as a human being. Yeah. So I'm going to do that and then work on this one as much as I can. The parade is really big, and I don't want to bring it home because carting it back and forth to my mom and dad's from here or to here is just a lot with a canvas that is that big. And my A1 light board that is really big is also at my mom and dad's house. So I would rather just keep it there and work on it there. But I would like to work on it in a Whip and Chat at some point before I finish it because it's such a pretty canvas. It's a great combination of color blocking and confetti, and I'm really enjoying it. Yeah. And then I have so many diamond paintings that I want to start when my WIP detox is over, but I'm just gonna, you know, take it a day at a time, and when my WIP detox is over, then I will check out those unboxed diamond paintings and take a look at those and decide which ones I want to do. I definitely can't let myself turn around and kit up 25 diamond paintings again. I need to decide what a manageable size will be for me, and then that is the amount I can't go over. So, yeah. Oh, well, I'm starting to yawn, so I think that's my cue to go ahead and wrap up this video. Was there anything else I wanted to cover? Oh, yes, there is. So we have a Friday the 13th coming up. Before I end, I wanted to point this out. March has a Friday the 13th, and it got me thinking, you know what? I have never watched any of the old original Friday the 13ths. I've wanted to, but I, for some reason, have never watched them. So I think this year I'm going to see if my daughters will sit down and watch the original Friday the 13th with me. I'm sure it'll be very laughable at this point because of the old special effects back in the 80s. But I'm still very curious to watch it. I didn't even watch, in the way of horror films, I didn't even watch Halloween until a few years ago because I hate Michael Myers. I hate that villain. And the music freaks me out. I just can't handle it. But I just watched that a few years ago, and I had been so terrified of that show for so many years. Well, I watched it, and I'm like, well, that was not terrifying. But the newer ones of Halloween are terrifying because the special effects are so different. But, yeah, so. Do you guys ever watch anything in specific for a Friday the 13th? I just think it would be kind of fun for a change to watch a horror film in the spring. You know what I'm saying? So we'll be watching the old original Friday the 13th on Friday the 13th. So the other thing is, do you guys have farmers markets in the springtime? And if so, have you ever been participated in a farmer's market as a vendor? So what I mean is, for those of you who may not know what a farmer's market is, a farmer's market is where different vendors come and sell homemade goods or handmade, crafted goods, stuff like that. My older sister has made a lot of things for farmers markets before, but I think they have been, she's Native American, and I think they have been farmers markets on her reservation. I'm not sure though, I could be wrong, but she has made some beautiful hand beaded items like moccasins and jewelry, all kinds of stuff. She's very talented. But I have never participated in a farmer's market. I have participated in craft fairs and craft shows when I used to make jewelry. I haven't done that with diamond painting, but with other crafts I have, and that was always really fun. But farmer's markets I've never participated in as a vendor, just as a customer. Farmer's markets are really fun, and you can find some really unique items at farmer's markets, and I love unique items. I love looking for items that are very rare and unique. So farmers markets seem like a good place to find a lot of those items. I love a good farmers market. Plus, they usually have really good food. Oh, sorry about the yawning. Anyway, I think that was about all I had for today's Whip and Chat. And because I'm yawning nonstop, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. But thank you so much for joining me. I'm sorry we didn't get this section finished, but that's confetti for you. It's more time consuming than color blocking. You just have to keep going and whittle it down little by little, and then eventually your section will be complete. But anyway, thanks for combating confetti with me in this section. I hope you're all doing really well. Take care of yourselves. Don't forget to leave me a comment and let me know what you worked on while you were listening. I love to hear from you. Have a great night, you guys. Bye. It is pizza making night for Allie's birthday. We all made homemade pizzas, and mine is a ham and pineapple.
Yeah.
And the kitchen is now a complete mess. I also made a homemade frosting.
My birthday.
Mm-hmm.
First bite. First bite.
It's just way too big for you.
That's really good.
And I did.
Mm.
I loved it, and he was.
First
I
bite.
Out and him and
Mine's almost done.
him and Allie did something so funny.
I'm really not sure what happened, but I'm not a chef. I don't bake cakes a lot.
That's my birthday cake, you guys.
Looks good.
Joel says it looks good.
This video.
My pizza? Mm-hmm.
Huh? This little boy loves his mama. So cute.